the fact that we left Egypt, why do we have to go back to the bitterness and to the slavery? What's the idea there?
I think true gratitude, many things, but true gratitude means that you need to not take for granted what the magnitude of the miracle is. You are listening to the JP Show,
where we discuss the issues you care about from a Jewish perspective.
I am Rabbi G.
And I am Rabbi Levi.
And we hope you enjoy this episode. Welcome everyone to another JP Show. If you're listening on podcast, subscribe, leave a review, check out our YouTube channel, and sit and relax as we bring you another episode. Getting closer to Pesach. Rabbi Levi is looking very tired.
No, pumped up.
And all the cleaning and everything. Feeling okay?
Great.
Brilliant.
It's exciting. It's an exciting time, Pesach.
It is. It is.
So I thought today,
for the second time in a row, by the way, you haven't told me anything about the topic.
No, but it's about Pesach, so
I had a suspicion.
Hard to guess. So this is probably our last podcast before Pesach, actually. I'm assuming. So I thought we would. I
mean, if something very exciting happens in New York when I'm there, I might do a solo one. But
that's right. Yeah.
We'll see how we go.
So I thought what we would do is, there's so many things on Pesach. We do so many different customs and mitzvot and traditions. So I thought we'll run through just a whole list of them. And we'll try to give like a 30-second insight or meaning, because everything has so much meaning and depth. Pesach.
Did you say 30 seconds or 30 minutes?
I can do 30 minutes if you want. I mean, there's all these things you could talk about. You could talk about for hours. So let's start. I mean, there's so many things. Again, there's I don't even know where to start from. But because again, all the things that we do.
It has a name, this stuff, when you do it very quick. What's it called?
I have no idea.
Yeah, firing or something.
Rapid fire.
Oh, rapid fire.
Rapid fire.
Rapid fire. That's it.
Yeah, it's going to be rapid fire style. Because everything we do, obviously, we do it because God says so, and that's the ultimate reason. But nevertheless, obviously, there's lessons, and we can all experience freedom, which is the whole idea of Pesach, through all these things. True freedom, that is. So let's start. Wine plays a very big prominence on Pesach night. We have 4 cups of wine. What's the idea there?
So let's say before we start, sorry, I'm going to try to respond to some of these, but obviously whatever I say is not going to be the whole story. It's important for everyone to know.
Yeah.
There's so many different reasons, so many different angles, so many different ideas. But we'll try. So wine, 4 cups of wine goes according to, so many reasons. First of all, it corresponds to 4 expressions of redemption that the Torah tells us. 3 of which is what God took us away from. The 4th is what we will becoming God's nation. So I will take you out, I will redeem you, I will save you, and then you become my nation. That's so important because we are taught that the 4th cup must come without major interruption. Of course, we say the Haggadah, but it must come very soon after the 3rd, because it's not enough just to let go, a very important step. It's not enough just to become free from something negative. You have to engage in something positive.
Talking about something negative, the maror, the bitter herbs. First of all, why is it necessary? Shouldn't we just be focusing on the fact that we left Egypt? Why do we have to go back to the bitterness and to the slavery? What's the idea there?
I think true gratitude, many things, but true gratitude means that you need to not take for granted what the magnitude of the miracle is. Knowing that it was a really, really tough thing and God took us out and then He made us into a nation. And also when we experience freedom, because we know that the Seder is experiential, we need to free ourselves from our own Egypt, our own spiritual Egypt. We need to know what that Egypt is and feel its bitterness, feel its negativity, so we know that we need to be redeemed from it and go out of it.
Yep. Okay.
How are we doing on the rapid fire?
We're doing well. This may be a little less known what it is. Maybe first we'll explain what it is, and then we can explain the meaning. The charoset, which actually, I don't even know if there's set ingredients for it. I think everyone has different customs exactly what. There is, it's brought down, it's just what apples and nuts and what is it used for, first of all? What is it, and why do we have it?
So charoset is, you're right, different ingredients. In fact, Sephardim make it completely different to the Ashkenazim. They make it like a very thick paste out of dates. I had once a little bit, not on Pesach, after Pesach. And we make it out of apples, nuts, and we mix a bit of wine. Also, the idea is that it's like pasty and a little bit like cement. There is actually has a couple dual reasons. First of all, the idea is also to remember the cement that the Egyptians made us build and made us make, and we made the bricks ourselves, and it was very tough, and all the slavery that we experienced. But also, one of the ideas of having apple in it and dates is because Jewish people are compared to apples, compared to dates, or compared to various different fruits. And the idea of having a little bit of charoset together with the maror emphasizes this idea that we came from a spiritual Egypt, not just a physical Egypt, but then the birth of the Jewish nation, the birth of the Jewish people happened on Pesach. Pesach is called the birthday of the Jewish people. This is in Tanakh. And that's the essential moment of becoming God's nation. It needed to be evolved and it needed to be developed until Mount Sinai 7 weeks later. But the actual moment of birth of the Jewish people is Pesach.
Okay, so everyone knows why we eat matzah, because there wasn't enough time for the bread to rise. We all know matzah has to do with humility. Maybe tell us something we don't know about matzah.
Okay, so we know that matzah and chametz have the same letters, except for one. Only the one that's different is the hey and the chet. Chametz is a chet, hey is a... Sorry, matzah has a hey and chametz has a chet.
Yeah.
Only difference is they both have a roof, they both have two legs, they both have an empty bottom. The difference is that the chet's left leg is connected to the top, and the hay has a little opening between the left leg and the top, so it's a little bit open. Here's the idea, very, very quickly. An egocentric person, the bottomless part of the letter, the empty space at the bottom of the letter, is a symbol of failure. And we all fail, we're designed to fail, we're designed to make mistakes. The arrogant person says, once I fail, I'm done, there's no coming back, either I'm too bad, or accept me the way I am, or I'm not interested in changing, I'm not interested in growing. However I am, this is the way I am. That's chametz, that's real ego, and that's really, really bad, especially on Pesach. Matzah says, no, there's a hay. Yes, I fell through the bottom, but I'm ready to work hard and be humble and take responsibility and climb back in through the top opening of the hay. That's the defining difference between the hay and the chet. We always can make mistakes. That's not our problem. Our problem is, are we willing to take responsibility and work hard to come back in to the connection to God?
That's great. Okay, the egg.
Oh, the egg.
People make a very big deal about the egg. It's actually not an obligation to eat it. It's a nice thing to do. It's not one of the commandments of the night. It's on the Seder plate to remember the other offering that was brought on the Seder night when we had a temple.
Right.
But nevertheless, there is a custom to eat it. It's a legitimate custom. Why do we do that?
Okay, so first of all, the egg, I just want to point out that eating shura matzah on Pesach night is much more important than eating the egg. That's an obligatory mitzvah and a big piece of shura matzah. I was laughing before because I'm from South Africa, and South African Jews, for some reason, have this massive custom. Every person at the table has to have an egg, mix it in salt water, make like a soup out of it, and it's almost more important than fasting on Yom Kippur. Right. But I mean that's a joke. But it's a nice minhag, of course, a custom. But I saw beautiful. So as you said, it's on the Seder plate because you're supposed to have two cooked things or roasted things, because there were two sacrifices brought in the temple. The shank bone is the Paschal lamb. The egg is the other sacrifice. Although according to Jewish law, it can be anything cooked. It doesn't have to be an egg necessarily. But there are many symbolism behind the egg. And I'm going to share with you one from an ancestor of ours, the Ishbitzer Rebbe, the Meir Shilach, the great Hasidic rabbi, great Hasidic master, and he explained the following idea. An egg is a very interesting food. When an egg is laid, it has a dual purpose. On the one hand, it's something on its own, like an egg is an egg. It's a birth of an egg. You can use an egg, you can cook an egg, you can eat an egg. It's healthy, it's got protein, all good things. On the other hand, an egg is an unfinished thing, because the purpose of an egg really is to become a chicken, right? Yeah. And that's exactly what happened when we came out of Egypt, and that's exactly what happens in our own personal exodus. Every time we go out of slavery, spiritual slavery, it's a complete thing. It's worthy of celebration. Every time we grow, that growth is amazing. It's like the egg. It's ready to eat. You can eat it, you can celebrate it, you can have a meal out of it, etc., right? Symbolically so. However, we also always need to know that the egg is unfinished. There's always more to grow. And the ultimate is the chicken, because we know that going out of Egypt was like the egg, and every time we go out of our personal Egypt was like the egg. But the ultimate is the chicken, which is the coming of Mashiach, which would be the ultimate redemption.
That's beautiful. Okay. There are some people who have a custom, I'm not sure how widespread it is, but there is such a custom, to have pillows on the Seder night, because we lean to the left. Why do you think, what's the idea of having pillows? Is it just a comfort thing? Is it?
So, yeah, I guess one idea is that it shows you really leaning, right?
Right.
I mean, I have pillows, but I find it quite uncomfortable, but it doesn't matter, I have the pillows anyway, that's the custom. So you have to lean when you eat matzah and certain things in the Seder, like you drink the wine. You can lean on anything. It can be on a table, it can be on another chair. However, pillows, like you say, shows more royalty, but here's another concept. So there's an idea that some people have, is that they have two pillows, and when they put away the bigger half of the matzah for the afikoman, some people hide it or steal it, whatever, but some people put it in between the two pillows. The idea is that the numerical value, a cushion in Hebrew is kar, like karim is cushions, kar is cushion. The numerical value of kar is 220. Two pillows, therefore, is 440. Then you put the afikoman, which we know the afikoman is a symbol of emunah, faith. The aleph, the belief in one God. Put it all together, it makes the word emet, which the gematria is 441. Just a
that's
fun
very
fact.
Nice. That's very cool. What have I missed on the Seder night?
Karpas,
Of course, the vegetable. We have to have a vegetable dipped in salt water, different customs, parsley, potato, onions, radishes.
Parsley, something.
Yeah, so what's the idea there?
So, of course, the simple idea is because we want to do something different on the night. One of the themes of the Seder night is to create questions, arouse curiosity, especially among the children. So this idea of modifying the way we do a meal. Normally you make kiddush, then you go wash and you eat the meal. Here suddenly we just dip a vegetable in salt water randomly, so it could create a question. Why are we doing it differently? It's like just something different, creating curiosity. Salt water has to do with tears, remembering the tears that our forefathers had in Egypt. But I once saw a nice idea about the energy and the importance of the Seder from Rabbi Twersky. I saw it. And he says that a vegetable it has to be a vegetable. That's the idea. It's got to be a vegetable. But the vegetable is something that grows in the ground. So it symbolizes a person that's like really low, very low level, like a person thinks, I'm nothing, I'm just... The Seder has an energy and a power that it can lift everyone out of Egypt, which means you can take a vegetable and suddenly it's a big yichus. It becomes really important part of the Seder plate, and it's a very important part of the Seder. So that's a lesson for us to remember, that we sit down to the Seder, no matter who you are, you can rise to the level of the Holy Seder.
That's beautiful. And finally, a thought just came to me literally right now. I learned about it in the past, and I just forgot that I learned it, so that's why it came to me. We actually have a little bit of the two opposites happening here at once. On the one hand, Pesach is called Pesach, right, which means to jump. God passed over the houses of the Jewish people, and that's very symbolic in the whole experience, because the whole idea is to go out of ourselves, and in order to really go out of yourself, you need to take sometimes a leap, right? Sort of a real growth. On the other hand, we're sitting down to what's called a Seder. The word Seder actually means order. It means like very organized, step one, step two. It's actually not a jump. Like if someone jumps from the first step of the Seder to the fifth, they've sort of messed up the whole night, right? What do you think is the symbolism of that?
So the Lubavitch Rebbe has a beautiful idea on this, and he says the following. So Pesach represents jumping. Jumping means being ready to be flexible, to go out of our comfort zone, to take a quantum leap in our spiritual growth and our emotional growth and so on. However, sometimes people do that when we have a spurt of inspiration. So, we want to sort of, I heard something beautiful. It's a Yontif, it's Pesach, I'm going to commit to something amazing. There's a problem with that, because that means it's limited to the time of inspiration, and then we can just go back to business and go back to our regular order, right? The idea of Pesach it's called a Seder Shel Pesach. A structure of Pesach, a structure of growth. What that means is that the frame of mind, the mindset of not being limited, of not being stuck in ourselves, of being ready to take a paradigm shift and a real leap in the way we serve God and the way we engage spiritually and Jewishly, has to become part of the norm. It's got to become part of our routine. And that's an amazing combination. It's a Seder. We have a structure. Everyone has a structure, right? We all have an order to our day, more or less, right? Yeah. But the idea is to combine the two, that part of our structure, part of our routine should become that mindset of never being afraid to take a big leap. Pesach.
Beautiful. So wishing everyone a happy and kosher Pesach is the traditional wish, which is which is an interesting wish in its own right. Has to be happy and kosher, both have to be.
Correct.
And we should all just really experience true freedom, spiritually, physically, if anyone who needs, and only blessings for everyone.
To you too, and to everyone, and enjoy. Try to connect to the Pesach Seder in a meaningful, deep way. Share it with your family. Love it and have fun, and everyone just have only blessings for our brothers and sisters in Israel, for the whole world, and only good things. Chag Sameach.